Hey, welcome to the Brick House. I'm Caleb,
And I'm Andy.
the podcast where we discuss all things Lego. So the first thing we're going to talk about today are the 20th anniversary Lego sets. The pictures have just kind of started to surface on the internet in these past few days. Holy crap, it is 20 years.
There are five new sets. The big thing being there is a 20th anniversary figure with each set. The catch being they have a giant 20-year logo printed on the back of them, so there's no mistake that these are reproductions.
Kind of nice.
Yeah, it'll definitely help the value of the old figures.
That is for sure. Which set is your favorite out of them? What would you say? Which one is a definite day one buy?
That's tough. The day one buy is the Clone Scout Walker, or the ATRT.
Yes.
It has a Kashyyyk Trooper, which it was released Battle Pack in like 2014.
Yeah.
And then
15, yeah.
re-released in these two new sets from January.
Which are duds.
A Wookiee that it looks, at least from the stock photo, that it is similar to the ones that were released with the Rebel sets. There was a Rebel set that had the...
Yeah, it's like their gunship.
Their Kashyyyk gunship or Wookiee gunship or whatever. And then a plain old battle droid. No markings, which is kind of disappointing because they put the ones out with the markings on the new ones. Which is the only redeeming quality of those sets.
Yeah, those green Kashyyyk looking droids. Yeah. Were those in the movies, by the way?
I don't think so. But okay. I don't know. It's been a little bit.
It's been a minute.
And then a buildable dwarf spider droid. And then, not as if the set isn't cool enough, you obviously get the ATRT buildable, which looks way better than it did in 2005. Imagine that. And then
that's a classic.
And then you get Darth Vader, which is one of the cooler ones. He's cape, red lightsaber, with a little stand that says 20 years.
Yeah, the OG helmet.
Yep. Original looks just like he did back in the day. And then that is retailing for $30. So 250 pieces, 4 figs, or really 3 if you don't want to count the battle droid. And you get the reproduction Darth Vader. Pretty stinking cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think the best part's there's a turret with like that's like you know, where all the Wookiees like in the scene are like they charge out at the droids.
The Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Oh yeah, the Battlefront 2
checkpoint things.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the best part. No, and the Darth Vader's cool. It's obviously a classic fig. I think my favorite one, I really do like the Pod Racer. Mm. I didn't buy the first Pod Racer with that came with Sebulba. It looks pretty similar, but honestly, it's a really cool build. They didn't add too much to it. I think maybe those Sith Lightning pieces that they had with are
those
new,
are cool.
And they added that as like the purple for like the thing that Jar Jar gets his tongue stuck in.
Yeah. And the pieces holding the back of the pod to the front of the pod are actually clear. They're not just gray or whatever they used to be. Ugly.
Yeah, ugly.
and blocky. But yeah, it looks good. This is the third time they've made this Pod Racer. The original one, the 2013 or 2014 one.
I think that's the only set that actually came out in 1999 from the whole 20th anniversary. Or wait, maybe and the Snowspeeder.
Yeah.
So the Snowspeeder and the Anakin's Pod Racer both came out in 1999. So I like that a lot. I think the best thing about this is the new Lego Padme is actually really cool for this. She's got the mid legs that are from Harry Potter.
Freaky movable mini legs.
That Andy is still scared by. Yeah. The new printing on her clothing looks really cool, actually.
Yeah, it does.
It's definitely very nice and updated. They could have used like a different face or something, and they put a new hair mold on her, which is new and exclusive to it.
Oh, yeah, they did.
And it's actually like the one from the movie. So, and there's not that many Padmes out there. So like anytime they actually update a fig is nice.
The battle pack from
2009 when the 10-year anniversary happened. So I think that's why they did that.
And it looks like the mold for the Stormtroopers is the new mold that they released on the little mini $30 set with Luke, Leia, and that Stormtrooper. They look like those Stormtroopers, which looks pretty brand new. The all black pilot Shadow Trooper, which is probably what Shadow Trooper. And then this one you get Han with the blue legs, which is really cool. He's a fig that I've always wanted that I do not have.
Yeah, he came in the Millennium Falcon. What year?
That would be.
Is it 2000? Yeah.
Is it 2000? It's not. It's
1999.
It's not 99. It's probably 2000 then.
It is. It's 2000. Yeah, the Millennium Falcon. 641 parts.
So that one is obviously the cheapest at $20. Going back to
You don't think they're gonna keep battle packs at $20, do you?
No, I think this is it's a $15 battle pack. We're throwing in an old fig that'll add $5 of value. It's 125 pieces, 5 figures technically, but 3 of them are the same. So you're looking to build a Stormtrooper army. There you go.
Yeah, they made that with the new Stormtrooper helmets.
Yeah, and then the Pod Racer is $30, 279 pieces, with 3 figs.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, the next up on the price ladder is Snowspeeder. Woo, for the 100th time.
Yeah, this, I think, what is this? Like, this got to be the 6th, 7th iteration of it.
Yeah.
I'm sure just a bunch later.
This one, you get a Hoth Trooper, you get Luke, and then you get Dak.
Dak Rattler.
Yeah, you get Dak. But they did not update the helmet mold like they did for the new X-Wing.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Are they reverting it? Are they saying, like, that didn't work out for us?
I mean, they're pretty big, but I think they look okay. It's cool to do something new, and especially in this.
Maybe it was too expensive.
Too expensive.
I mean, money's always the factor, I guess, that you should always think of first when you're talking anything for a company, I guess.
Yep.
Maybe that's true.
Hoth Trooper, Luke, Dak, and then the coolest, I think.
Oh, for sure. Of the
reproduction figs, you get Lando from Cloud City with his hand cape,
which is the newest fig out of all of them, right?
Yeah,
because that's 2003. So it goes, yeah, because the Leia's 2000, the Han's 2000, Darth Vader's 99, and then Leia's 2000. But yeah, Lando's 2003, and the infamous original Cloud City set. Infamous.
So this is 309 pieces, $40. That one, while the set and you get a turret, I guess, which is okay. 309 pieces, $40. Definitely gonna pick that one up fairly quickly because of the Lando fig. If it didn't have the Lando fig, probably would never buy it.
That's probably a pass.
Honestly, it's a pass.
But for you can probably honestly wait like a good little bit. It's gonna drop to $25.
It'll do the classic Walmart drop to 34, drop to 28.
Yeah, exactly.
So it'll move on down. Okay, last one, most expensive, is the Slave one, which is cool. It looks a lot like the one they put out with the new Cloud City. It might be bigger. It actually probably is.
It's a lot bigger.
It is a lot bigger, but it looks very similar.
It's hilarious because they put out that small one in Cloud City just recently, and then they have this one, and then you have the UCS one.
Yeah, no shortage
of slave ones.
Boba Fett slave one.
Of Boba Fett,
not
Jango Fett slave one. Yeah, no episode 2 sets.
Yeah, shocker.
In this way.
Shocker.
Who in Lego has a vendetta against episode 2?
I know, it's wild.
Like, there's hate. There is hate. There's vitriol somewhere in the Lego land. Denmark hates episode 2. I don't know if they didn't show it in the theaters or like what is the problem.
Okay,
but it's got by far the least amount of sets.
So on a sidetrack about that, if you're to look at total sets, episode 2 has 19 sets.
Wow.
Episode 1, 39. Episode 3, 45. Episode 4, 38, which I don't know if I believe that or not. Episode 5, 36. Episode 6, 36. Clone Wars, 72. Force Awakens, 25. Last Jedi, 17. So the least amount by a good margin, and
so on average,
it's reason.
It's half. It's actually half of what the average is going for the first trilogy. Half.
This is according to Brickset, which is a very reliable.
Yeah, which is not sponsored, but if it's a good way to track your collection of minifigs you have or not, just if you want to know like what percentage you're at,
it's awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely a cool thing to check out.
It's awesome.
No sponsorship or anything, but they're just pretty cool. Definitely a cool website.
Okay, back to the slave one, new slave one.
Yeah.
You get Forloom Zusk or Zusk or whatever his name is, which is the coolest fig in the thing. He's got the dress piece. He's got print up in the front. He's got a new custom head mold. Very, very cool.
And that finishes the Bounty Hunter lineup in episode 5.
Yeah, they finally made him.
So I think that's every Bounty Hunter from that scene.
Yeah. And then you get Boba Fett, who looks pretty much the same. You get Han, who's really cool too. Han's the cool fig. And I should pull up a picture of the Cloud City Han and I think they're different. But
Yeah, that's epic. It does finished out. So Zusk, Forlong, Bosk, Boba, IG-88, and Dengar. So it's the whole. So if you have a need or a hankering to
recreate that scene,
set, yeah,
for sure,
to put it in your Super Star Destroyer, you now can. So that's pretty cool.
I agree. Oh, I'm seeing if it's okay. It looks very similar to the Han that is in Cloud City.
Is it the same?
I don't know if it's the same. The pants, I'm guessing. Yeah, same shirt. I don't know if it has the pistol printing on the side, but yeah, pretty much the same fig. And then to top it all off, you get yellow Princess Leia with the buns and the white shirt dress thing,
which is it's normally a more expensive fig. She
Yeah.
goes for like $20. I mean, obviously it's gonna have the 20th anniversary, which will make probably everything. I don't know, but it's the more expensive set. So
yeah, at $120, 1,007 pieces, maybe a little overpriced, but definitely pretty cool. Definitely not anything to hate on, but it probably won't be bought by me for sure. I know it won't be. But definitely a cool little surprise lineup of sets.
I was kind of wish that they would have done it at random. So you could have got these minifigs at random, and then because Gold C-3PO was a really cool thing that they did in 2009. While there is like a lot of hype for a pretty readily available fig even online, 10,000 is no like short amount of a minifig. Like
sure.
10,000 is definitely a lot for that to be 500. I bet it is Star Wars fans, but that is a pretty high number of something to be $500. But hey,
but they're probably still floating around too, in unopened set.
Yeah, well, there was a counter. And like you got to type in a code.
Oh, really?
If you got the gold C-3PO.
I did not know that.
But they took it down. I wish they would keep it up because then we could check to see.
I don't think there's that many people looking.
Yeah, I don't know.
It'd be sweet if there was them.
But that's kind of one thing I wish they would have done. I would have loved to see a chase figure in sets, where you could get a gold C-3PO. Another thing of Lego news that recently has happened. What do you think about them sticking the Y-wing figure and switching it? Because this has been a release, a recent news break.
Yeah, that's true.
Definitely should be talked about. He has a name, doesn't he, Andy?
Yeah, I can't remember what his name is. It's in the bomber.
Yeah, but it's in the bomber from Rogue that comes with the really cool white fig.
It's the episode 8, the bomber rolls the balls out the bottom.
Oh yeah, and the scene. Guys, how do bombs drop in zero gravity?
Let's
Anybody want to answer that one for me?
Hate on the episode 8. We can save that for
another time.
But
yeah, just think about that. Question will haunt your dreams later. How do bombs drop in zero gravity? Yeah. So it's in the bomb set, but Lego decided to just switch up one of the bomb figures.
I don't really know all the details. It's certainly something to look into on your own. All I know is that there was a figure that kind of got switched out, and that is in some of the sets, and he's a completely different pilot figure than the other one, and he has an actual Star Wars name, and
which doesn't really make sense because every single one of those ships blow up in the scene.
Yeah. So I don't know why they showed it, but
yes,
something they did. We will get more information too on that because.
But yeah, they're selling for quite a bit on eBay. You can check it for yourself. But it's definitely caused a stir. Do you think that is a thing that Lego would be maybe doing on the 20th anniversary? Where they put a secret variant in a set just to make things exciting and spicy?
I don't know if that's the case or if people are just now finding out about it and saying, because that set came out more than a year ago for the movie release. But
how did nobody catch? But they said it was just in the later versions, like if they started building later ones.
Yeah,
it's pretty interesting though, for sure.
Yeah. Speaking of interesting, is a big week for Lego fans in general.
That's very true.
Is next week, February 8th, the Lego Movie 2 comes out, which I am very excited for. I loved the first one. I went and saw it in the theater 3 times.
That's a lot. That's a lot for anyone.
I know, it's a lot. And I thought it was great. I saw Lego Batman, not quite as good as the Lego Movie, and then I
felt like they tried too hard on the Lego Batman movie.
They definitely did. And I think part of the charm of the first Lego Movie is that it was new characters mixed with old characters. It was funny things. It was unexpected. It was Lego cliches and all that put into a pretty good movie with also a good cast of characters as well. So
Yeah, I mean, it was a great story, and it was definitely a surprise great film of the year.
Yeah.
People were very upset when it didn't get any Oscar love for animated movie. It definitely looked cool too. It was a fun. It was
yeah, and it was great the way that they animated the Lego movements and the fire and the flames and all.
Yeah.
I loved all that. So it was great. So obviously the second one's coming out. Brand new story later in the timeline. What have you? Don't know that much about the movie. I try to not learn stuff about the movie before I go and see it. So we are limited to the trailer and to the sets that they released. And my goodness, did they release a lot of sets?
12.
I think it's 18 sets.
Yeah, 18 sets. That is a lot.
That's a lot for one release. Essentially all at the same time.
Well, I mean, one was the big one, the Welcome to Apocalypseburg.
Welcome to Apocalypseburg. If I had $300, some dude handed me $300 and said, "Go spend this on Legos."
That's what you would go.
Dream scenario.
Dream scenario.
I am buying Apocalypseburg. It is so cool.
It is. It's a great set. The Harley Quinn fig's really cool. I love the day after tomorrow. Just the sci-fi nod with it being the fallen Statue of Liberty is a really fun thing. So many minifigures, tons of playability.
Can we talk about the tire suit Batman? Batman in this set is wearing a set of truck tires on his shoulders, and it is awesome. There's like a tattoo parlor, and this Lego fig is literally getting a tattoo, which is really cool.
It's really fun. I mean,
they have Emmett, Lucy, some other characters, Bad Cop, Harley Quinn, Batman with the sweet tires, Green Lantern with like a cape thing.
Which I'm so glad he's making a return because he was
Yes.
so funny in the first movie.
I know. So Green Lantern.
That was Jonah Hill, right?
I do not
I'm
know.
pretty sure that's who
sure it
played it.
was. And then 4 random ruffians.
Well, yeah, and they also got the barista from the first movie
Yep.
too.
Yep.
No, yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
The Mad Max Day After Tomorrow apocalypse theme is really funny, and it really shows that like they put a lot of effort and love into the set, and it's really quite hilarious.
And the Harley Quinn thing is one that I know the knockoff China people have made in the past, and it was pretty popular in that aspect, and now they've made her with a bat.
Yeah, I mean, she's definitely going to be an expensive fig,
Yeah.
forever, because it's the one from the Suicide Squad movie, which is pretty cool for sure.
Yeah, it is.
And the other sets definitely have a lot of fun. Some of them are kind of weird, honestly.
Yeah.
Just like the Queen whatever's build, whatever box, or the Dupelos one's kind of funny, but obviously not really. I think the other two that I really like is the Battle Ready Batman and Metalbeard set is great.
If you're looking to buy, it's $19.99 on Lego's website, and it's already like $16.49 at Walmart. So if you want to get it at Walmart. I think that's the cheapest place they have it.
Or yeah, you can go to Target and they'll price match.
Yeah, price match at Target too.
So, which is nice.
This one is Batman. Oh, he has the tires on this one too. Okay, yeah. So you can get tire suit Batman in this much cheaper set. You get Metalbeard, which is the full Metalbeard build. I don't really know how it compares to the one on his ship from the original release.
The original Metalbeard is really cool because it's a mech suit.
Yeah.
Instead of it's more like a pirate robot spider type deal.
Yeah.
But it's still pretty cool. But no, it's minimal. Most of the build is gonna be the Metalbeard. But it's really awesome.
Yeah. And then there's another, what I will describe as a ruffian, but he's got print pants, which is nice, and 2 different colored legs actually. And then there's the Star thing, which I think is a character in the new movie.
In the trailer, it's hilarious. It's like a little baby voice.
Yeah.
Oh, ow, it hurts so much. And then Emmett saves the little star guy. The Ultra Kitty Warrior and Lucy set is also really cool.
Yeah.
Again, most of the build is just going to be a giant Unikitty mech, which obviously became a very popular character from that movie.
Shockingly popular.
Went from a character in a movie to her own TV show, which is quite wild.
And minifig series.
And minifig series, whole set line. I think it's on Cartoon Network is where the show has aired.
I have not seen it.
Yeah, still pretty cool.
The other one that I would potentially get is Rex's Rextreme Off-Roader.
Yeah, the small sets honestly seem to be very good. Like not the too small of sets, but like those middle,
yeah,
like $30 sets are really solid.
$29.99. Piece count on this one is 236 70826. The set number, and you get Rex. I assume. Unless Rex is the dinosaur.
No, I'm pretty sure.
Rex is the dude. You get Rex's sweet car, which is a nice build. Then you get Happy Emmett. You get a blue Velociraptor, which is very cool. And then you get a buildable person, creature thing.
Yeah, one of the enemies or whatever it's going to be.
It probably has a name.
No, I think it's great. It really reminds me of the Dino Attack.
Yes.
That's from like the early 2000s. Yes. With like the crazy colored dinosaurs.
Yes. Those were awesome.
Yeah, and the vehicle really reminds me of that build. It's got that same kind of fun theme, and I like how the Raptor is tied in with Chris Pratt, who's gonna voice the guy. So it's just a total homage to Jurassic Park. So I think that's really awesome. It's a really cool thing. I'm excited to see the movie. I'm guessing maybe some of these sets will like have some more charm added to them.
Absolutely.
Once you see the movie,
absolutely.
As long as the movie's good, which we will definitely talk about in our next podcast. We're gonna go see
next time we publish this, we'll have seen the movie.
Yeah, we'll review the next one. Yeah. I think the biggest duds of this have to be the Movie Maker set.
Yeah,
the Queen Whatever's box, and then Emmett's Dream House probably.
Yeah.
To expect, $70 for just this little house build, and definitely not that cool. Yes, very interesting stuff. Back to this 20th anniversary, Andy. This brings me to ask you about what was your first Lego Star Wars set you got? As Lego Star Wars for both of us was kind of the thing that definitely got us into Legos as children for sure. And definitely what has given us our long-lasting love of Lego. Andy, what was your first set?
My first set, kind of came in a bunch. So my sister had this friend at the time. She was in high school and I was a little youngin', and he learned that I liked Legos, and he's like, oh, I have a bunch of old Star Wars Legos lying around that I don't do anything with. It's like, would your brother be interested in having them? And of course I was. So he came over with this tub of Legos, and in that tub of Legos was the Slave One, Jango Fett Slave One, all-time great set.
It's probably my favorite.
All-time great set. And then a bunch of the 99 to 02, 03 sets. It's a little hazy, honestly, the memory. But
good memory, hazy memory.
The Jango Fett Slave One was the marquee set. And they were kind of all bent together, so I built them, put them together, and those were the original ones. I remember getting the Tusken Raiders, the Gamorrean Guard, so on and so forth. And then the first set that I remember my mom buying for me was Last Final Duel, like number 2. The little tiny set. It came with a Stormtrooper, it came with Luke and the Lieutenant, and a little tiny platform. It was probably 20 pieces, maybe. That might be a reach. It might be like 15 pieces. It was awesome. It was brand new in the box. My mom gave it to me. I don't remember if it was a birthday or Christmas or whatever, but it was awesome. And that really kickstarted the love for Lego. And I don't know what year that would have been, but a long time ago in the glory days of Lego. All right, Caleb, your first set.
The first Lego set I remember, I really liked those adventure ones.
Oh, Johnny Thunder?
Yeah, so Johnny Thunder. Yeah. I remember those. That was kind of the first one, but my first Star Wars Lego set that I really remember was my first Lego Star Wars set that I really remember was the Cloud City Pod Car. So it came. Yeah. I was an awesome set. I remember getting, and then the Jedi Battle sets, I think, where it came with Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi. And I was super young, and most of these sets were probably on clearance, and it was awesome. Those were definitely like those first ones that I remember coming home and building them. And that really sparked the whole love for it, definitely for me. And I had an uncle and aunt who, my uncle, he loved Lego Star Wars, and so he bought my cousin like every single Lego Star Wars set that came out.
Lucky guy.
Yeah, so every single one that came out probably through episode 3 he had. And so it was always so much fun going over to their house because he had every set and they made sure they kept them built. They had UCS sets too. He loved Lego Star Wars, and every time he found a set on clearance, he would also buy the sets.
Best move you could ever do.
And so, like, when they had a birthday party favors, I'd get a small Lego Star Wars set for the birthday party. So that was just always the best. So, you know, I got a ton of sets through that. So that was really kind of my first introduction. Like, it pretty much fed the addiction for...
It got you started in the wrong direction.
In the wrong direction
trying to say.
Of Lego Star Wars. It really got me super excited. I guess that's where Andy and I kind of got our start and our kickoff on Legos. So we've been in this back when Star Wars was not as cool as it is now. That's for sure.
We grew up in these essentially Star Wars less time period.
It was dead, yeah.
Yeah, between where like episode 2 and episode 3 were coming out in the theaters, but we were still pretty young. I didn't go to any of them in the theater,
which is crazy.
It's crazy, but like I didn't see any of them. It was like I probably got into it in 2005. Like that's probably when it started.
Episode 2 actually came out on my birthday when I was 5, and so I remember going to the theater. My dad waiting in line all day so I could go see episode 2 when I was 5. So we were right in the heat of this 20th anniversary of Legos, and we have seen all these sets on the shelves.
All of them.
As we've grown up. So we remember those 1999 sets. They really stuck around forever because the movie wasn't that big of a hit. And they pumped out tons of those Lego sets and all of those episode 1 sets and toys. Those really stuck on those shelves for a long time, probably like 3 years.
Yeah, they seem to have longer shelf time than they do now.
Yeah, because I remember around in like 2001, 2002 era, you know, like you could go to one of the things if you went to like Gordman's or Shopko, you know, one of those dead stores now, they would really just keep them on there until they sold. I remember having those sets out for a long time. I remember getting like the Gungan, those little creatures, the one set, you know, Gungan Patrol. It came with those 2 orange guys, and it came with it's Captain Tarpals or whatnot. I remember getting that in like 2002 at like a Gordman's for like $4. It was on click because literally they had stuck around that long.
Well, and all those sets, I mean, for the most part, were pretty small. So you could clean up those figs pretty easily.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of clearance and cleaning up.
Yes.
If we, let's just preface this by saying that Caleb and I, on a routine basis, pretty much a weekly basis, will go to a handful of Walmarts, a handful of Targets, and we'll clearance hunt. And most of the time, it's uneventful. Sometimes we find something pretty good. And then obviously we're constantly hunting the Facebook Marketplace, the Craigslist, you know,
eBay,
the eBay, the local stuff all the way through. So we were thinking as we get these podcasts rolling that bi-weekly we will have a kind of like deals you may find or deals that we found, and to pass them along to you. So
yes,
the most recent one is Caleb was at Walmart. I mean, I guess you can share this.
Yeah.
It happened to you, not to me. So
yeah. As Andy says, well, the best. Andy and I, obviously, college guys, collect Star Wars Legos.
Seller.
Yeah. You know, we're obviously smart with what we're buying, so we don't just go out there and when the new sets come out, we blow it. Or, well, you know, when we're trying to get vintage sets, obviously the best thing to do is to have patience, wait, and find a good deal. And also, it's just the fun of also collecting is in the hunt for sure. You know, with Lego Lego Star Wars just hit its 1,000th minifigure, and that's kind of the big thing that we're after is every single Star Wars minifigure. And the best way to do that is through deals. And we also look through Lego deals and other stuff. But it was fun last week to a Walmart, just a local one by my house. They had a bunch of clearance from the holidays still around, and it got really cheap. But they kind of had misstickered it, but I just was like, oh, I'll just give it a scan. It was the Unikitty minifig line. You know, every minifig is like, you know, $4, like just like in anything other. I scanned it because it said $3.50 on it, so I was like, oh, I'll just give it a scan. And I scanned it, and every single one was $1. So that was 75% off Lego is unheard of, unless of course you're getting it used or opened or whatnot on Facebook Marketplace. Then anything goes.
In the store, 75% off
is absolutely wild. It's just wild. So I scooped up just an absolute ton of it, like probably like half of what was there. It was really fun. I had no intentions of getting the Unikitty Lego minifig series
No.
by any means.
Absolutely not.
That is definitely not a thing we're after. It's mostly Star Wars, but Harry Potter is another really fun thing. Or pretty much any of the licensed movie sets are definitely.
Indiana Jones, Lord of the Rings,
Yeah.
etc.
Those ones are definitely what hits home for us most. And so, but it was crazy, and I was like 75% off Lego, and I went ham. That was pretty crazy. It was
Probably pretty good chance your local Walmart
has something with Star Wars,
something
Lego. Yeah.
We just went to the Walmarts in our area, and they had a couple of the BB-8 UCS buildable for $75 instead of $100, and that was the only Star Wars one. I think there was a couple city sets, but if you try to collect city sets, you are in for a treat because there are so many of them. Very cool. Too much money and time, and no emotional attachment for me.
Also, you'd have to have a warehouse.
Oh, I know.
The space.
I know. You would have to have dedicated space to just the boxes. I can't imagine building them all. But very cool. I'm not gonna hit on the city sets because they're usually pretty cool.
Yeah, those parachutes in the new sets are really interesting.
Those
We'll
are
definitely
cool.
buy one just to test it out.
I know. It's really sweet.
Always be checking. I'm sure you know, and you're probably hunting yourselves. But just the friendly reminder that persistence is always rewarded on those things.
Yep, absolutely.
It's the constant checking that really gets you those crazy deals, which I'm sure which we will definitely talk about on these podcasts.
Yeah, be hunting, be looking. Walmart's usually the best. Target from time to time has something, but it usually gets scooped up pretty quick.
Yes, for sure.
Or in the case of the fact that maybe all Shopkos in the whole United States are closing, you may be able to find stuff on Shopko clearance. If you have a Shopko, they are pretty much not really existing. Okay, to close out our show, a slight correction from earlier.
Okay.
I found the actual article about the Resistance Bomber. So the Resistance Bomber is set 75188. From 2017, the Resistance Bomber was released with crew members for the ship. They're unnamed. Amazon recently changed their picture on their website and put this guy named Finch Dallo in the set, replacing one of the unnamed things. He is completely different from the other ones.
Yeah, crazy new helmet.
Yeah, new helmet, new face,
chest printing,
everything. It is pretty cool. That is, I think, the only correction from our show today. But something interesting that happened. We don't know why. Amazon has some sort of new connection with Lego. Maybe because Toys R Us went under, but they got the Darth Vader's castle that's Amazon/Lego.com exclusive, and so maybe Amazon now probably has one of the direct rights to Lego.
Which is pretty crazy. Kind of a bummer too, because there's always that one crazy person that'll buy like the whole stock when it first comes out.
Yep.
Just to do that. But yeah,
no more Toys R Us equals Amazon power. Apparently.
Yes, Jeff Bezos still rules the world. Apparently, even with Legos.
Even Legos. Well, with that being said, completely kind of unrelated to everything else. We want to thank you for listening to the Lego Brick House podcast today. I am Andy. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you have any comments or you want to hear something, just let us know. We're going to put out some top 10 videos on YouTube. That'll be a little bit more specific to one certain topic. So those will be coming out shortly. Again, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Awesome. Thank you guys.